The Galactic Council's newest detention facility hummed with the sterile efficiency that marked all Zephyrian architecture. Captain Rayan watched through the reinforced viewing panel as his partner sat motionless in the interrogation chamber, her wrists bound with quantum restraints that could supposedly hold a small starship. Rose looked deceptively fragile under the harsh blue lighting. Her auburn hair fell in gentle waves around her shoulders, and her green eyes remained calm despite the 3 towering Krathan interrogators looming over her. To anyone unfamiliar with humans, she appeared to be just another soft species from the Outer Rim territories. The Krathans had made that mistake. "Your partner seems docile," hissed Commander Vextar, the facility's warden, his reptilian features twisted into what passed for amusement among his kind. "We expected more from the legendary human warriors we've heard whispered about in the outer systems." Rayan's jaw tightened. "You should let her go. This won't end well for any of you." Through the comm system, Rose's voice carried clearly into the observation room. She was speaking in that dangerously quiet tone Rayan had learned to recognize over their 3 years of partnership. "I'm going to say this once more," Rose said, her voice steady as steel. "I am from Earth, what you call a Deathworld. You really don't want to do this to a Deathworld girl." The lead interrogator, a massive Krathan with scars crisscrossing his scaled hide, threw back his head and released a sound that was their species' equivalent of laughter. "Deathworld. You mammals and your dramatic names for your pathetic mudball. You're barely half our size, soft skin. Your bones are hollow, your muscles weak." His companions joined in the laughter, their forked tongues flicking out in amusement. Rose sighed. "I warned you." What happened next lasted exactly 47 seconds. Rayan had seen Rose in action before, but never quite like this. The quantum restraints, designed to adapt to any struggle, were not programmed to account for the precise biomechanical efficiency that 2 million years of evolution, on a planet actively trying to kill its inhabitants, had bred into human physiology. Dislocated her own thumbs, a trick that made even Rayan wince and slipped free of the restraints. The lead interrogator barely had time to process what was happening before Rose was airborne. She used the low-gravity environment of the station to her advantage, ricocheting off the ceiling with the kind of spatial awareness that came from growing up under crushing atmospheric pressure and constant predator threats. Her first kick connected with the pressure point just below the Krathan's primary breathing gill. As he collapsed, gasping, Rose was already pivoting to face the second interrogator. Her elbow found the nerve cluster at the base of his skull, a weakness their species had never needed to guard against until they met humans. The third Krathan managed to draw his plasma weapon before Rose's hand closed around his wrist. The sound of his bones snapping was audible through the comm system. He joined his companions on the floor, unconscious but alive. Rose calmly relocated her thumbs, the soft pops making several observers in the viewing room flinch. She looked directly at the camera. "Rayan, you can come collect me now. And bring medical supplies for these 3? Commander Vextar's jaw hung open, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth. "Impossible." "The restraints. Our interrogators are elite warriors." Rayan was already moving toward the exit. "I tried to warn you. Humans didn't earn a place in the Galactic Defense Force because we're peaceful. We earned it because every single day of our evolution was spent surviving on a planet that considered us food." He paused at the door, looking back at the stunned Krathan commander. "Earth has gravity that would crush most species, an atmosphere that corrodes metal, weather patterns that can level cities, and predators that hunt in ways your people never learned to counter. We call it home." Minutes later, as Rose walked calmly out of the detention facility beside him, Rayan couldn't help but smile. The Galactic Council would undoubtedly demand an explanation for the incident, but that was tomorrow's problem. "Feel better?" he asked. Rose flexed her fingers, working feeling back into her thumbs. "Much, though I do feel a bit bad for them. They really had no idea what they were dealing with." "The universe is learning," Rayan replied. "Slowly, but learning." Behind them, emergency medical teams rushed to treat 3 of the galaxy's most feared interrogators, who had made the simple mistake of underestimating what it meant to evolve on a world that fought back. As they walked toward their ship, Rose's quiet voice carried a hint of amusement. "Next time someone asks why they call it a death world, maybe they'll listen to the answer." The stars wheeled overhead, cold and distant, but for the humans walking beneath them, they felt remarkably like home. After all, when you'd survived Earth, the rest of the galaxy seemed almost welcoming by comparison.